Natural Law here.
Hey, it's your girl Garner.
And welcome to another episode of Curls Culture Couture. Today we're going to be talking all about culture and the things that have been going on in the African American community with the non-indictment of the officers accused of killing Mike Brown and Eric Garner. We're going to start off with Jonna telling us a little bit about the boycott that was supposed to take place, or that did take place in some people's cases, directly following the results from the Mike Brown case, that the officer that was accused of killing him did not get indicted. So, Jonna, can you let us know a little bit about your thoughts and your take on boycotting Black Friday?
Well, yeah, that was the Black boycott, by Black boycott, was supposed to take place after the Mike Brown case came back with the non-indictment. People wanted to find some way to affect change, and since it was right before the Thanksgiving holiday and a lot of people are looking to spend money in Black Friday sales, they thought it would be a great idea to, at this point, boycott all spending on Black Friday and the entire weekend, recognizing that the black dollar is huge. It's like $1 trillion hit if we don't spend. That's how much we spend. So to not spend, it was thought to maybe that would affect some change, that will raise some brows, that would draw some attention and just let people know that we were fed up initially. And then some people said, you know what, let's just not buy it all. Let's buy Black. Let's buy from Black businesses. Let's spend our money back in our own communities with Black owned businesses. And I thought that was a great idea, because I think that while we can't get every single thing that we may need from a Black owned business, you can definitely find ways and find businesses that you can support. I particularly love to support Black owned businesses, especially female Black owned businesses, because, you know, it just builds up their community and makes us a force to be reckoned with. I just recently attended the Virginia Women's Conference at ODU that's hosted by Mark Warner, and he mentioned that the African American woman is the fastest growing small business owner, but we get about 4% of all business loans. We get about 7% of all business loans. That is a huge deficit. And so if we aren't supporting Black owned businesses, especially female owned Black owned businesses, then we're doing ourselves a disservice, because we don't support these businesses. That's why they're not getting the loans, because they're not being looked at as being a lucrative, profitable business that banks and other venture capitalists and people like that want to get behind. So I think it's really important, and I think it's a start. But what I saw happening was it wasn't really followed through. There was no plan after that. So what do we do after that? How does us not spending money affect situations like the Mike Brown situation with police brutality? How are they correlated? There was no connection. And then some people were just trying to figure out how they could still say they were doing it without doing it. Like, well, can I shop online? What if I wait until midnight? Or what if I go on Thursday? If I do the Black Friday sales that started on Thursday, does it still count towards the boycott? It's like, come on. Like, if we're going to do something, we need to do it. If it was too fast and you wasn't ready, like, do we need to formulate a plan? I think that was my take on it. I think it's a great idea, but I think the issue is that it needs to be something we think of all the time, not just in these times when you're spurred on by emotion, and the whole emotion of it, you just want to do something. But if you're always doing these things, yes, the emotion will come and you'll want to do more, but it won't be that sporadic. Oh, we gotta just do something random. Let's just do this, and everybody's doing it. I'm just gonna get behind it, and it's not really well thought out and planned. So I know that's something that we wanted to talk about, was reacting emotionally, just reacting off of emotion when these type of situations happen, how that can spark a movement, but then it can have other repercussions too. We just, reacting off of just sheer emotion
without any thought
behind it.
So in lieu of that situation, we quickly were brought down again by another officer not being indicted in the Eric Garner case. He was the New Yorker that was choked out, you can basically say, by a police officer. Now, with these two instances being so close together, of course, this has rocked the African American community. We do not know what to do. At the end of the day, there are not enough Al Sharptons to go around in order to help us navigate through this. And when I say navigate, I mean for us to react in the most educated, thought-provoking, change invoking way,
long term.
Exactly, because just like Jonna said, when you react off of emotions, because if you're anything like my family, me personally, I don't shop on Black Friday anyway, because I don't like crowds. I'm just not doing it. My sister, she didn't go this year, but she's an avid Black Friday shopper. She has a plan about 4 days before. So she's ready to go. So I know a lot of people already knew what was going on sale, had their things already together. If it was too soon, for you, then it's just too soon. And of course, this wasn't something that was planned out by anybody. Somebody just started it and just said it, and then people just wanted to go along with it because we want to support as much as we possibly can. But just like Jonna said, it shouldn't be about today. It shouldn't be about that day. We should support each other all the way across the board all the time, so that when things like this happen, that we can come together, that we can have more educated plans come into place, because we're used to doing it. We know what to do in these times. Not saying that we ever would want to go through this again, because the families of both of these people will never be the same. I don't think that until some type of justice is done in some shape, form, or fashion, that we will never feel like justice was served to either one of these men. And I think it is definitely time to self-examine. It's time for the police department to examine their officers and the procedures, and that they know that the things that they did were unnecessary. The chokehold is illegal. You're not allowed to do it. It is illegal. So why wasn't he indicted again?
The grand jury. Which that's a whole nother conversation about the whole, in some, like in the state of New York, the grand jury proceedings are secret. So we don't even know what was discussed, what was presented to the jury. You don't even know if the facts were, what instructions they were given as the jury. So who knows? We do know that with the Mike Brown grand jury, that it has been said that they were led to believe, or maybe they were not clearly instructed, that they were not to determine whether he was guilty or not. They're just there to determine if there's enough probable cause to indict, to bring charges against the person. Not to say yes, the person did it or they didn't do it, but is it just enough information here that maybe we should look into this?
And I feel like in both cases,
there's definitely
enough cases. Just even if it was just like this much, that's enough for me, for them to look into this and investigate this further. Because as many times as Mike Brown was shot, as many times as Eric Garner yelled out, "I cannot breathe," there is something wrong with that picture. The excessive force in both of these cases, the use of illegal procedure by a police officer, who I'm pretty sure the regular Joe Blows of America may not know, but when you're a trained police officer, you know what's right and what's wrong. You just choose to do what you want to do and react to the situation the way you want to react to the situation. But that's why there are protocol. That's why there are rules and regulations in place, because you are here, like Jonna said, to protect and serve us. That's why they train you to react to certain situations in certain ways. Of course, we know everybody's not going to be sugar and cupcakes. People are going to be, volatile towards you. People are not going to be as cooperative as you would like them to be. But does that mean that you empty the clip on them? Does that mean you choke them until they die? Absolutely not. And not just because they're African Americans. No one deserves to die like that. And if it was a black police officer, or if it was a white male who died like that, no one deserves that, because it's not humane. It's not the right thing to do at the end of the day. And I'm with Jonna, and I think we can both attest to right is right and wrong is wrong. And unfortunately, we feel like we were shafted in this situation for both of these cases to go to the grand jury, and nobody feel the need to investigate this any further. It's just mind-boggling. And I think that's the part that has people on edge and emotional and ready to just, go in and make rash decisions, because it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't compute.
Right. And that's the danger in it, is that now you have people that are upset, and you have officers that still have to go out and into the communities, into the black communities in general, and it just brings more awareness to the distrust of police officers. Now everybody is aware of these instances. There's of course instances that don't get news. They don't get on the news. They don't get on social media, and so you're in that situation. Like I said before, I think we talked about the Mike Brown instance before on the show. That I have a family member. I have a cousin who was killed by police. And we still don't know all the facts in that. And you just kind of don't trust. I don't trust what the police said. I just don't. It doesn't sound right to me. The story, it's been different stories that the family was told. And you just don't trust them. And to see those things happen, even with the suggestion of pushing for police to wear cameras. Listen, since Rodney King, we can go all the way back to Rodney King. These things have been recorded. They have been recorded. That Rodney King was recorded. Eric Garner was recorded. So what difference will police wearing recorders make? That's to be said.
Now
it's going to make a difference.
Now this is, well,
I think what that would show is that it's happening. This stuff, either it will show that it's happening more than where it's not leading to a death, maybe. But this type of treatment is happening very often.
Now, the only way that I could see it working is if they were required to have these things on 24/7. If they were required to have them on their entire shift.
And so, is that really the solution, or is that just a Band-Aid on a flood? You know what I mean? Is it just a small thing to make people feel like the problem is being fixed, when really the issue isn't about the camera. The issue, it shouldn't be about that. Like, as a police officer, we're paying you as the citizens of this country that pay taxes. We're paying you to protect us from the bad guy. If somebody's doing something bad, if they are threatening your life, you're supposed to follow whatever procedure you're supposed to follow to protect me as a citizen. And to protect yourself, because you got to protect yourself too. But how do we know that? I think the issue is more so that we want to know that whether you're being recorded or not, you're doing the right. It's scary when you have police who have that type of authority. They carry a weapon. They have the right to apply deadly force if it's necessary. That's a big deal. You're going to take somebody's life. And so while, yes, black on black crime is an issue in our community, just like white on white crime, I mean, it's an issue in everybody's community. People kill people. You don't want that to happen. But the question is, should I expect my public service person to be held to a higher accountability? And the answer is just yes. Because we're paying you for that service. You're supposed to be providing a service. You're not Joe Blow out on the street. You're a person that I'm paying to protect me and to serve me, and I should feel safe around you if I'm not doing something that warrants deadly force be applied. Because people get shot by police. Shoot people. They kill people. Like white people of all races. We've all seen and heard of cases where somebody was having a high-speed chase with the police. They have shit up with the police. And the police apply deadly force. And they kill a person. It's not just something that happens to black people. But when it happens and it shouldn't have. Whatever was supposed to be done, the procedures were followed. I want to know that. Otherwise, I feel like you should be held accountable. This is a human right that we have to live. It's a God-given right to live and breathe. And so nobody should take that away from you unjustly, whether you're a police officer or Joe Schmo off the street. And now that it's brought to the forefront, because let's face it, if you're not a black person, some people really don't think this stuff happens. Now you're seeing, yes, this actually happens.
And if you want to even get more deeper, go and do your history and look at the group Public Enemy. Fight the power. We gotta fight the powers that be.
Like they
talked about this stuff long time ago, and now it's finally coming to fruition. And you thought that these were just men that just had a problem with the police.
about this Bill Cosby situation.
Why you do it, Bill?
So basically, we're kind of like on the fence about this one.
Don't know.
Because it's Bill Cosby. You know what I'm saying?
Cosby. We have sweaters named after him.
We don't want to think Bill Cosby did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, deep down, I want to know he did it.
This is a 9-time Grammy award-winning NAACP inductee we're talking about here. We don't want to think it, but it's possible.
But we like, why they lie though?
20 women.
That's a lot.
One of them happens to be Janice Dickinson, world's first supermodel.
It's crazy.
Bill, we hope it's not true, especially in lieu of everything else that's going on. This is one less thing that we do not need in this community. We don't need someone of his stature, of his accomplishments, of his things that he's done over the time of his life to be overshadowed by a situation that, if it's not true, it's just a shame. But if it is true, it's even... Bill, we just don't have no words for you. I don't even think I can eat any pudding anymore. You know, that's just...
We don't know how to feel.
Like, just...
Because it's Bill Cosby, so we feel like we know, especially in the black community.
Yeah,
other communities
I know
too.
We grew up watching Bill Cosby.
Everybody watched the Huxtables.
Who didn't watch the Huxtables?
We feel like we know Bill Cosby, and you see him over the years, and it's like, wow, I can't believe he did that. Are these chicks crazy? But then at the same time, it's like, well, as a woman, you know, I don't want to think that other women would lie about something so bad as being raped. Even if they were drugged and they didn't know what was going on, like, it was still a violation. And as a woman, that is real. Like, that is real. If you have been raped or you know someone who's been raped, it's like, that is such a violation. And as a woman, I want to stand with all women and say that is wrong. But at the same time, it's like, I would be even madder if they're not being honest, because that is such a basis. Like, there's a lot of things you can lie about, but to lie and say that you were raped, when there's so many people who actually have experienced that, to lie is just wrong. It's just really wrong. And so I just don't know what to think.
We don't know how to feel, because at the end of the day, we know this very well could be true. But then we also know people could very well lie.
And just for the money or whatever.
You just really don't know at the end of the day. So we are truly, truly hoping that this is not true. But if it is,
he's already started losing. Like, people have stopped.
They've already canceled his NBC show.
People have been canceling TV appearances.
It's not a good look. It's not a good look at all. And if he is innocent, look at everything that he's lost at this point. Not everything, because everything he has already cannot be taken away. They can't go back and say, oh, these women said you raped them. We're going to go ahead and need that, those 9 Grammys back. We need those. We're going to need all those episodes of the Cosby's back. You cannot erase the things that he's done and the things he's represented over the years. But the things that he has going on now, that he was working on, that they have pulled because they don't want to be associated with something like this, if it's a lie, it's horrible. It's really horrible. You are changing someone's life, and not for the better, because at the end of the day, regardless to what, they have to treat it seriously. Even if they feel like we feel, Bill is great, Bill is this, Bill is that, we still have a reputation to uphold. So we're going to have to pull you from our networks, boo-boo. Sorry. And that's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
So we're really hoping that these women are not at all lying. But then we're hoping that they are lying, because it's Bill Cosby.
Right. Exactly.
I don't know. I know I'm not the only one that's confused. I'm glad Jonna was kind of feeling the way that I was feeling, because I really don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah, I don't even know how to feel. I just said I'm gonna sit back and just see what happens. Play out.
That's the only thing you can do.
How do you know? Like, you can't say
they don't
for
have
sure
a tape.
It's not true.
Tape like R. Kelly. They don't have a tape.
But did you hear that R. Kelly was throwing shade?
He can't even do that.
People, I'm gonna need you to have several seats over in the corner. That's what you need to do, R. Kelly, because
you better stop, R. Kelly. You better be
know.
glad that we still listen to your music, PP.
Yeah, I mean, that was the thing was, okay, do you feel like if it's a celebrity, do you have a different feeling about when these type of allegations come if they were normal people? Like if Bill Cosby was a normal Joe Blow Smo and these allegations were made, would you be quick to say, I don't think he did it? Or is it because he is Bill Cosby and
Thank you guys for tuning in. We'd like to hear your thoughts about what you think about the Mike Brown and Eric Garner situation. Also, give us your thoughts about what we talked about Bill Cosby as well. How do you feel? You feel he did it? You feel he didn't do it? I mean, who knows? I don't know. But anywho, we're happy to be back, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Curls Culture Couture. And until next time, we need these.
Peace.
Well, no, I just made it into
my battery's dying.
Oh crap!
Are you kidding? We were not that whole battery. Do you really just want to be in the video?
Say hi to the people, Nunu.
Hands up, don't shoot. I can't breathe. Like Tiana. Like me trying to say it right.
Oh, I'm like, what happened?
Like Tiana said earlier, you want to. I said it right? Yeah. Okay, that's right. Tiana. I always say Tiana. I go back and forth. Okay, so now I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, you want to do what? Now I can't think of what I was gonna say. You like Tiana saying?
I need it.
It's not over.
We want to thank you guys so much for tuning. Oh, that one.